To join the party now is our guy, Cody Decker, co-host of Beadle and Decker, former professional ball player. You can find him on Twitter at Decker6. And this guy looks like he's ready to cut up a WWE promo with these glasses he's got on. I can always count on you to one-up anything that I got on, brother. How the hell are you?
No one at the WWE can afford these. Come on. Come on. What are we talking about here? Come on.
What's going on, man?
These buffalo horn, my guy. That is literally a horn that was on a buffalo is now on my face. You bet your ass I'm ready to talk some baseball. Let's go.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's always some kind of different animal you have on your face. Anyway.
Jealous?
Cody, I got plenty of X's and O baseball questions for you, but as a former pro who now talks ball and has a platform to do it, I want to ask you about opening night. Lots of changes around baseball's media rights and coverage this year. NBC now's got Sunday Night Baseball. Netflix had opening day, opening night, and they're going to have that Field of Dreams game, which is coming back. But what did you think of Netflix's presentation of the Yankees and Giants? You know, the Yankees coming out of the dugouts next to taxi cabs, the Giants coming out of trolleys. And then overall, what did you think of the broadcast, the booth, the pre and post game? How was the overall viewing experience for you? Did you think it was a win for baseball?
No, but I didn't think it was a loss for baseball either. Listen, I appreciate a big swing, and Major League Baseball and Netflix took a very big swing. Now, did the swing need to be a specific 5-hour commercial ad for Netflix? No. Did we need Bert Kreischer at any given moment? Not at a damn second. Was the 8th inning with Jey Uso, the other member of the bloodline, and Jameis Winston maybe the most uncomfortable, painful experience of my life in the 8th inning? It might have been. But outside of that, what was all that different? The score bug was a little bigger. Okay, they can make an adjustment to that. Outside of that, it was baseball. I didn't mind it. And weirdly enough, something I normally do hate actually kind of worked out somewhat well for Netflix, which I can't believe I'm saying out loud. I hate with the fire of 1,000 suns anytime we interview a player while a game is taking place. Yet somehow Jazz Chisholm kind of handled that quite. It's like this is the rare exception. So well done, Netflix. But most importantly, well done, Matty V. Matty V busted his ass that night, man.
Yeah, Cody, you and I are very much the same page with the player in-game interviews. Get that the hell out of my MLB game. It is absolutely the worst. All right, Cody, it's a long time to talk, mi amigo, and you know where I'm going with this. The obligatory Cubs question. Yes, the Northsiders stumbled out of the gate against the lowly Washington Nationals as Matthew Boyd endured a chill on the mound and in the box score and that breezy and cold conditions here on the north side of Wrigley Field. But big picture, what are your expectations for my Cubbies this year? Is Milwaukee destined to push them yet again or maybe top them there in the NL Central? And what's vital for this club to meet expectations and indeed win the NL Central?
At the end of the day, this team just needs to be able to pitch. Offensively, they can go toe-to-toe with just about anybody. You're seeing this lineup, and they look fantastic. They're young, they're dynamic, and they should win this division. And I'm going to go ahead a step further, handedly. But that's all on paper, my guy, and you know that because you're not wrong about the Brewers because they drive me nuts. This is the only organization in baseball, and I think I've said this exact quote on this show with you two. They're the only organization in baseball that somehow get better every year with subtraction. They're one of the best starters. Peralta just started yesterday for the Mets, yet somehow the Brewers were the team yesterday that won by 17 runs. Granted, they did it against the Southsiders over there with the White Sox, but that is neither here nor there. This team should win. This is the weakest division in baseball, if not top 2 weakest divisions in baseball, along with the AL Central. These are both winnable divisions. The Cubs on paper are the best team. The Brewers, you know what they're going to do. They're going to push the Cubs, but they should not match the Cubs. The Reds, you're adorable. The Pirates, you should be fine.
Oh, speaking of the Pirates, let's talk about the Buccos as they are at the bottom of Davy Jones's locker after just one game as Paul Skeens got rocked, absolutely tattooed yesterday, largely because O'Neal Cruz napped defensively in center field against the Mets. Despite Skeens' rocky start, is he your NL Cy Young frontrunner? If not, who is? And give me a dark horse as well who could take home that coveted honor.
He absolutely is my pick for the Cy Young Award, even though he's starting a season with 2/3 of an inning and a whopping 67.5 ERA that he's got to kind of come over. But I think he's going to be honestly perfectly fine, as you know. In fact, I was kind of looking at that game as what an outlier. 2 runs in the top of the inning right there for Paul Skeens. That's all that cat needs. And then O'Neal Cruz came a-calling without wearing sunglasses. And yes, I want to point that out. Didn't wear sunglasses, lost 2 balls in the sun. Well done, O'Neal Cruz. Got Joel Embiid even chanting about sitting his ass out of center field. That being said, yeah, I think he is. And I'm not going to lie about this. I know this isn't a dark horse. I just think he is honestly, outside of Paul Skeens, the best pitcher in Major League Baseball. Yamamoto, although I checked the odds and it's roughly 3-1 right now. And unfortunately, that is just not enough of a stab for me.
Okay. We're talking with Cody Decker here on BetMGM tonight on Westwood One Sports. He's Brad Evans. I'm Pat Boyle. Cody is the co-host of Beadle and Decker, which you can check out on YouTube and wherever you find your podcasts. Also, former professional baseball player. You can find him on Twitter at Decker6. Cody, let's talk ABS. The new challenge system where teams will get 2 challenges each game for balls or strikes calls can be initiated by the pitcher, catcher, or hitter. Will it be as big of a change for the game as the pitch clock? And how far away do you think we are from fully automated strike zones? Do you like ABS?
Here's the thing. I've been very loud. ABS is just basically Major League Baseball allowing and yelling to you out loud. We already have the system in place that we can make automated strike zones, and we're just not going to do it. And here's the reason why they're not going to do it. And if you haven't paid attention already, because this ABS challenge is brought to you by T-Mobile. Money's the reason, ladies and gentlemen. Like everything else, they got a way to capitalize on something, and they're using it. And here's the thing. As much as I scoffed at this, as much as I hated it, as much as I'm just annoyed, you can get the call right. Let's just get the call right and get this going. I like it. I kind of like it. It's fun. I've really enjoyed the challenges, and it adds a little extra ounce of strategy that all the old heads are all pissed off that we don't have anymore in the game. Well, I'm watching 9 hitters step out of the box and having a 2-second panic attack on whether or not they should challenge a call, knowing full well they might screw Aaron Judge 3 innings down the road on another separate call. As much as I think it's borderline dumb, as much as I think that it's a complete gimmick and a cash grab, it's fun. I like it. And as of now, I want it to stay. I reserve the right to change my mind in 3 weeks. But right now, I like the shiny new toy.
I'm a big fan of it, honestly, Cody. It's quick, it's easy. They just get down and dirty and go about their business, and they make the call. And you see it, they're on the big monitor, and they get the big gasp or the boos in the crowd, and you see everybody's reactions here in real time. So I'm a fan. I'm like you. It's got to stay. But you're right. I might get sick of it come the month of July. Cody, you clubbed a few fair share of homers during your professional career. Chicks, bettors, and fantasy players certainly dig the long ball. We gave out our picks the other day to lead the major leagues in home runs. So from your point of view, what slugger sets the pace in homers this season? Also, give us a breakout candidate in the category this year.
I'd like everybody to watch Juan Soto, who's got something very much to prove this year. I would not be shocked if Juan Soto puts up a 50-plus home run season this year. Also, Ronald Acuna Jr., if he stays healthy, you never know what he can do with his bat, obviously. Shohei Ohtani is going to be good for 40 to 50 home runs, just like he is every single year. If he goes higher than that, I'll be a little surprised, but it's not out of possibility. Every time I say he's not going to do something, he does it 5 times better than I said he wasn't going to be able to do it in the first place. Aaron Judge is an obvious pick, but I know Pete Alonso is playing over there in a very big park in left field. But don't you just feel like Pete Alonso knows how to make all big parks feel small? I'm watching out for Pete, wondering if he can get in the 40 home run club over there with Baltimore. But I got to say, the dark horse that I really like this season that I think is going to hit some home runs, I'm looking up in Seattle. There's a couple guys in Seattle I really like, and I'm not looking at Dumper. In fact, I'm thinking Dumper is going to have himself kind of a step back year. If he hits 40 home runs, we're going to consider it like it's a down year. Julio Rodriguez, I think, is really ready to take that step in that direction of becoming a true power guy in Major League Baseball.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, I like that as well. It feels like he gets talked about like he's a superstar, Cody, and maybe this is me just reacting to the super high expectations that it feels like are on him. But for a guy that gets talked about like in that second tier of superstars, I don't, is it fair to say he hasn't really lived up to it quite yet? I mean, I know they went to the ALCS last year and he had some big moments, but like you look over the course of the last 2-3 years, it almost feels like J-Rod hasn't taken that big step that you think he's going to take this year.
I think you're absolutely right. He hasn't. I think he's taken middling steps. I think last year was a hell of a year. I think this last World Baseball Classic, I think a lot of people got to see him and the flair and the fight that he gets to play with. I don't know, man. There's something about the Seattle team. I know they dropped their first game of the season last night to Cleveland. That drives me insane, but I'm actually a real believer in the Seattle team. I firmly believe if they're not the best team in the American League, they're top 2 best teams in the American League, and that pitching staff, you're telling me right now, that pitching staff can't beat the Dodgers in October? They can. Will they? Well, they've never been to a World Series, so I don't want to go that far yet, but oh God, I want them to.
Yeah. You almost said they've never been to a Super Bowl. That's funny because I referred to them.
They haven't been there either.
I referred to them yesterday as the Seattle Seahawks, so that's funny.
You did. True story.
We're talking with Cody Decker here on BetMGM tonight, Westwood One Sports, for another 2 minutes or so. All right, so we know the stars. We know the household stars. Cody, which rook are you most excited about watching this year? We had a few electric debuts yesterday. Carson Bench and the Mets went deep. J.J. Weatherhold, the Cardinals went Yahtzee. Kevin McGonigal, the Tigers had 4 hits. And even though we saw him in the postseason last year, regular season debut for Chase DeLauder with 2 pimp jobs. Also, Munetaka Murakami coming over from Japan, blasted one for the White Sox. I could see where you're going with this one. Who is the rookie that baseball fans have to keep their eyes glued on this year?
Murakami. And by the way, I usually tell people never to look at rookies. I try to stay away from the rookie of the year futures market because you really never know what you're really going to get. Trust me, if you believe the smart money, Jack Caglione is a Hall of Famer this year at the start of last year. That's what everyone and their cousin was telling me. I'm telling you right now, Murakami is a different guy, and I'll tell you why. Because he's already come in with about 6-7 years of professional baseball under his belt. This guy has more home runs in Japan than any Japanese-born player ever. He had 53 in one season there. He hit a triple crown in a season in Japan. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but Japanese players that come over here, they're good. They're really good. In fact, I'd go as far to say that the 5 best players in Major League Baseball, you can make the argument that 2 or 3 of them are Japanese-born. And this cat is going to put up 30-plus home runs as a rookie on the South Side. Will the Southsiders put up a fight this year? They're not going to be a playoff team in that very winnable AL Central. But, man, if they just win more games and get a little closer to 500, I'm actually relatively excited about the future of the Southsiders.
Holy mackerel.
A future for the Chicago White Sox?
I can't believe it either. I truly think there's something in the future. And I'm not saying the future is 2026. And yes, there's a chance baseball will never exist again after December 1st when this upcoming CBA goes kablooey in all of our faces. But if there is a 2028 season, White Sox might be a team to check out. 2027, I'm still probably going to pump the brakes, but we'll see.
Yeah, well, look, I hope Teal gets healthy very quickly here after he got hurt a couple of weeks ago. Our guys, Brandon Combs and Monty, our producers, video producer and producer Brandon Combs, they love Colson Montgomery as well. And Combs points out in our show chat, they got Ishbia now taking over. That's a guy that wants to win. He will pay
and
to bring in talent.
Be ready.
All right, we're ready.
There's a shortstop at UCLA named Rock you got to Google because that guy might end up being a White Sox sooner than you think.
And Cody, I'm sure you've dealt with our producer Brandon Combs in the past. Trust me, I've heard all about him. I've heard all about the college baseball teams. I was getting updates on like Jacksonville State a couple of weeks ago when me and Brad are talking, you know, NBA and college hoops, and Combs is piping in with college baseball updates. So I know that you would have been very happy and proud of him to hear that.
Beware. There might be a future on the South Side because old Jerry ain't going to be at the helm much longer.
All right. Very good. Go watch some baseball, Cody, and maybe try to slay another animal so you could turn it into glasses and put it on your face. Thanks for joining us.
Excuse me, sir. I have multiple renditions of Rocket Man to produce right now.
Yes! Totally Elton John's.
That's an awesome answer. There he is, Cody Decker.